The former Home Secretary Priti Patel has called on the Chancellor to cut income tax rates as well as national insurance in tomorrow's budget. Talking to our political editor Beth Rigby, she said that the party must show it backs working households.
There's always a huge sense of anticipation on a budget day, spring budget in particular. Jeremy Hunt himself, he's already said this is a pre-election budget. So there are some high expectations, I think it's fair to say, particularly around levels of personal rates of taxation. You know, this is a government that has frozen the thresholds around levels of taxation in particular. So more and more people are now being caught through fiscal drag in paying higher rates of tax. And I think that is one area where, as Conservatives, we should do more to show that we back working households, we back working people by effectively, raising those thresholds to mean that they can keep more of the money that they earn.
So tax cuts, I mean, the rumour mill around Westminster is alive with what he will do. There's an expectation of a perhaps 2 pence cut and a big discussion around here about whether that's national insurance, which of course benefits workers, or income tax, which benefits not just workers, but retirees and wealthier people as well. What would you like to see?
Well, I would say absolutely on income in particular. Both, by the way, cost money. You know, there is nothing free out there. So even on national insurance, 1 pence could be up to £5 billion in terms of cost, 2 pence up to 10. It's exactly the same when it comes to income tax thresholds. And it's not just either or, because reducing, giving people their money back through lower taxes costs the state, which also means this government has to show its commitment to reducing the size of the state, which has kept growing. And Beth, as you know, currently public spending is over £1.2 trillion. That is unsustainable.
Fiscal drag has been painful for people. The Chancellor, I think, has ruled out moving around too much, and that it's just simply so expensive. But you do want, just to be clear, at least a 2 pence cut, in the basic rate of income tax?
I absolutely think so. With that, though, as I've said, it's not just binary. We have to demonstrate as a government that, we'll make efficiency savings elsewhere. And I'm afraid not enough has been done on that. The last figures that I saw for 2022-23 showed that in terms of government efficiencies, it was 0.4%, which means £1 in every £250 that the government spends, is literally dealing with efficiencies, and that's simply not enough.
Will this budget be a game changer, or rather, does it have to be a game changer?
I think it's important to focus on literally a long-term plan, economic plan for our country, rather than just sort of people are speculating because, it's a big political year. Putting out a few political statements differs actually from putting forward a plan for long-term economic stability. I would like to see, as I've said, changes around rates of taxation, but also much more in terms of reducing the size of the state. And that's not easy. That is not easy. That is difficult. But importantly, showing good, sound fiscal management. And that is a fundamental principle of conservatism.